Hello everyone, it's me, MrGreenGamer, and in today's video, I'll be ranking Splatoon 2 weapons. Since Splatoon 3 is releasing in a couple of weeks, I've been recently playing a lot of Splatoon to be ready for the new game. This led me to the idea of ranking some of my most used weapons from my least to most favorite one. I'll be also giving the reason why I ranked the weapons the way I did, and those reasons will be mostly based on how compatible my skills are relative to the weapon. So if you guys are curious to see which weapon I classify as my favorite one, watch the video until the end to know. If you guys end up enjoying the video, please consider leaving a like down below and subscribing to my channel, and without further ado, let's start the ranking.
But you gotta be there for me too.
Alright, so let's begin. So at number 10, we have the Luna Blaster Neo. It has one of the smallest range in the game, but can deal severe damage. In fact, it can kill an opponent in one shot if the player has great aim. However, its slow fire rate combined with the small range usually forces the player to have to jump in the opponent's face at the right time. So if you miss your shot with that weapon, that basically means that you'll probably die. However, players with good aim, great timing, and that are not scared of taking risks would be great with this weapon. Though it is a fun weapon to use, it is not one made for me, since I often misjudge the distance between me and an opponent inkling, which causes me to barely miss my shot, and I really often die with that weapon. So therefore, the Luna Blaster Neo goes 10th in my ranking. Alright, so up next, at number 9, we have the Undercover Cirella. This weapon has an average range, deals low damage, and has a low durability shield compared to other umbrella type weapons in this game. Now you guys might be saying, wait a minute, these stats sound bad. In fact, it seems like so. However, what makes this weapon shine is that it can shoot at enemies while holding its shield up, which is not the case of all the weapons of this type. This compensates for the low durability of the shield. Players with great aim, good mobility, and patience would work well with this weapon. However, this is not the case for me, since for some reason I get distracted by the shield, and I always end up missing all of my shots with this weapon. And for that reason, this weapon goes at number 9. Then, at number 8, we have the Aerospray Splat Dualies. This double-handed weapon has an average range and deals mid to low damage, but provides high mobility to dodge opponents' ink. In fact, this weapon can dodge up to 2 times in a quick succession. This mobility can also be used offensively to get closer to opponents and make it more difficult for them to get away from you or to target you. Thus, this weapon would be great for players that can maintain good aim while moving rapidly in different directions. Unfortunately for me, I cannot take advantage of the offensive mobility of this weapon since my aim is affected by it. So, it is the reason why this weapon takes number 8 in today's ranking. Now, moving on to the next weapon, we have the Octobrush Nouveau at number 7. It has a small range, but releases ink at high speed and has great handling. The Octobrush makes me think of a melee/sword type of weapon, and it is great to use to ambush or surprise an opponent. This weapon also has great mobility, which can be great to get away if you miss your surprise attack on your opponent. Therefore, players that are patient, smart, and that can hide well to ambush their rival would love this weapon. The reason why I rank this one this low though is because you need to also have a great trigger finger to attack the enemy at a good speed. My trigger finger is average, so I am not capable of using this weapon at its best, so this is why the Octobrush Nouveau comes at number 7 for me. Now, coming at number 6, we have the Kenza 52 Gal. This weapon has a higher than average range and deals a lot of damage, but it has a slow fire rate. This is another weapon that, like the Luna Blaster Neo, needs to hit all of its shots because of the slow fire rate. However, because of the bigger range, this weapon is less penalizing than the Luna Blaster because you do not have to jump in opponents' faces and risk dying. I believe that this weapon is one of the best in the games. Players that have great aim can really thrive with this weapon. However, for me, when I use it, I'm not always constant with it. I have great games and bad games with it, and this is why I'm ranking it at a middle spot at 6th overall. Okay, so moving on. It was almost at number 4, but I decided to put it at number 5 just because I am new to this weapon. We have the new Squiffer. This charger weapon has a big range, it charges very fast compared to other chargers, and it provides great mobility. This weapon is also very powerful as it can one-shot other players if it is fully charged and if you have a good aim. In addition, since the new Squiffer charges really fast, it is a good charger weapon for players that do not have the best aim since they can try to hit their opponents multiple times before getting in trouble. For me, I really enjoy using this weapon because it is so satisfying sniping enemies and getting those juicy one-shot eliminations. Furthermore, this weapon has a good special which can help players get out of difficult situations and deal big damage on nearby rivals. Therefore, the new Squiffer deserves a well-placed 5th rank. So next up at number 4 we have the Kenza Splat Roller. Now we're starting to get in weapon types that I used to main at the very beginning of Splatoon 2. This roller has an average range, average ink speed, and average handling, which makes it a great weapon for beginners. It is simple to use and can be great offensively. It covers good turf and can be fatal when it's in the hand of someone who really knows how to use it. The Kenza Splat Roller is one of my favorite rollers because its sub-weapon, the Splat Bomb, can be really good at trapping enemies and getting more kills. This weapon used to be in my top 3, but I've discovered a new weapon that pushes the Kenza Splat Roller at number 4. So now, starting the podium in 3rd place, we have the Heavy Splatling Deco. This weapon has a big range, provides an average mobility, and takes a bit of time to charge, but not too long. When releasing the charge, the weapon shoots like a minigun and lasts for a little while. Its fast fire rate can eliminate enemy players in a fraction of a second if the aim is somewhat towards the direction. Therefore, you do not need an impeccable aim to use this weapon, which is why I really enjoy using it. I used to use this weapon a lot in rank mode since it was really good at slowing down the opposing team and creating chaos, especially in Rainmaker and tower control. Therefore, this is a weapon I spent a lot of time with, and for that reason, it deserves the bronze position. Now, we're getting close to the end. For the next weapon, at number 2, we have the Aerospray MG. This weapon has a lower than average range, it deals low damage, but it has a high fire rate. This weapon is great at covering turf, especially with the help of its sub, the Suction Bomb, and its special, the Curling Bomb Launcher. It used to be my main weapon in every mode, but now I usually use it in Splat Zones, which is one of the rank modes. The weapon in general is average, as it does not get kills easily. However, its special is one of the reasons why I love this weapon so much. It can easily kill 2 to 4 players in one use, if you know how to use it well. I often get double, triple, or quad kills using this special, and for that reason, it is a great weapon in Splat Zones, and it is why I give it the silver position. Finally, coming at number 1 and being my favorite weapon in the game is the Slouching Machine. It has a slightly bigger than average range and it deals a lot of damage. In fact, it can kill in 2 to 3 hits depending on if you do direct or indirect hits. I discovered this weapon pretty recently and it quickly became my favorite and main weapon. I usually use it in Rainmaker and tower control since it is such a good weapon to eliminate opposing players. I find that this weapon is good defensively as you can control easily when to shoot or when to swim away, but this weapon is also amazing offensively as it can kill multiple players at once without getting too close to them. In fact, on average I get about 12 to 18 kills per game with that weapon, which is why I love it so much and why it gets the gold position. So yeah, that concludes my top 10 ranking of my most used weapon in Splatoon 2. Now, in the comments down below, write what is your favorite weapon in the game. It does not have to be one that I mentioned in this video, because I'm really curious to see what weapon is the most popular among Splatoon players. But yeah, if you guys ended up enjoying this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing to my channel. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the Splatoon content, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!